Hello, hello, sweet honeybees. I hope you've had a great day today. I wanted to come on here and do just a casual little vlog talking about the magical day that I had today because I feel like it is very important to acknowledge good days and find things to be grateful for and acknowledge your gratitude, especially given how the world is right now, and if you're living in the United States, especially with everything going on here, things can feel very heavy at times and it can be overwhelming. So it's good to just take a breather, step back, live in the moment, find the positivity, the silver linings, and today was definitely one of those days for me. I know strangers may not care about my life, but I care about my life and I want to talk about it. And who knows if this video will actually be seen anywhere, because given some of my perspectives that I've been sharing recently about current events and religion, my viewership has significantly dropped off again, so I'm pretty sure I'm being throttled by the algorithm. It is what it is. Doing it for me anyway. Anyway, today I had my monthly poetry meetup that I love going to. It is one of the things that I look forward to every single month. And a lot of people in my group today were really feeling the heaviness of things that are going on within the United States. There was some pretty dark things being written about. I actually wrote some more positive things today, which is funny because last month my poetry was very angry. So just kind of a flip-flop going on, but I've definitely been feeling a lot of the heavy energy too. They're not alone. I know that a lot of people are really feeling it right now, and I feel like now is more important than ever for us to be speaking up and showing solidarity and uniting with each other. Truth matters. We're all humans. We should be showing each other love and kindness and supporting each other through this transition that we're going through. We're going to get through it one way or another. Afterwards, I had a really nice conversation with one of the newer members of our poetry group. I've talked to him twice now. He's mentioned he wants to message me and record a podcast episode. I'm still waiting. But we had a nice little conversation about psychedelics, which was great, and I would absolutely love to dive deeper into that. Today I was just kind of on a mission because I wanted to head to one of my favorite stores in Nashville, McKay's, where you can find all kinds of books, movies, video games, electronics, records, and it's all for a super reasonable price. And I came home with a whole box of books. Like, I got a stack here. I got this box full of box full of books, and the really cool thing is they actually have bins that they sit outside of the store. So I got a couple of books for free. It's like they just cleaned out a psychology section. So I actually got like a publication manual to help with my writing, choosing better language, and then Encyclopedia of Counseling, very interesting. And then this one was the first one I found that I was super excited to find. Please Understand Me, Character and Temperament Types. And I opened to a random page, and I literally just opened to this random page again, and there it is. It's like the Myers-Briggs personality types, and it's so funny because I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends about this later on in the day. Um, so yeah, I love this, and I think this is going to come in handy for everything that I'm trying to do with my life. But then I went over to the philosophy section, and a lot of the spiritual books and philosophy books that I have been reading over the last 2 years, the books have just kind of found me. I have gone into bookstores not really knowing what I'm looking for, and I've just kind of asked the universe to point the way. And I was holding this Have a Little Faith book by Mitch Albom. If you've ever read Tuesdays with Morrie, this is the same author. I loved that book when I read it when I was younger, so I decided I would buy this. It was 25 cents. I love McKay's. And as I was holding this man walked past me and he said sorry. And anytime someone says sorry to me in an unnecessary moment to be apologizing, I always tell them, don't be sorry, be silly. And he laughed a little bit and he's just like, I always try to be silly. And then he picks up a book and he tells me, if you ever see anything by or about Tom Brown Jr., I highly recommend that you read it. And then he tells me about how he was this wilderness tracker who learned from, let's see, but he learned from an Apache how to track, and he was like, it's really good. And I was like, okay, so I feel like the universe is telling me I need to read this book, or I need to read something by him or about him. And then I pulled out my phone to write down the guy's name, and then the man that was telling me this, he was like, no, here, this is for you, and it's only 10 cents. Like, so I got this book, and I got the Morrie book, and then I walked down, and I actually had a conversation with someone about the Quran recently. I read it when I was a teenager, but it's been a while, and I've just kind of been collecting spiritual literature, like spiritual texts. I have a Bible too, even if I'm not a Christian. So I also bought myself a Quran. And while I was like looking at the Quran, something caught my eye, and it was the bear daughter. My totem animal is a bear. And it caught my eye. And the description of it really spoke to me, so I decided to get this one as well. And then as I was walking by, this one caught my eye. Nationalist movements revive or invent memories of past greatness. And it is literally talking about nationalism and extremism. It's so relevant to current events. Like, I'm just shocked that this caught my eye. I just saw the bright yellow and I grabbed it, and that's what it is. Chaos is his element. When the old order begins to crack, the fanatic wades in with all his might and recklessness to blow the whole hated present to high heaven. He glories in the sight of a world coming to a sudden end. I'm just really curious whether or not it's going to support fanaticism. I don't think it will, because here we go. In times of crisis, the great works of philosophy help us make sense of the world. The Resistance Library is a special 5-book series highlighting short classic works of independent thought that illuminate the nature of truth, humanity's dangerous attraction to authoritarianism, the influence of media and mass communication, and the philosophy of resistance, all critical in understanding today's politically charged world. Well, there we have it. It is called The True Believer. I got this book for 50 cents. Definitely one that I want to read fairly soon. Everything going on in the world right now. The fanatics. Because not in the world, but fueled by the United States. The United States is absolutely crazy. And I wanted to grab a fiction book while I was there, and I was honestly searching for a copy of George Orwell's 1984, which I just spoke about in a podcast episode that I released, covering what happened in Minnesota. I couldn't find a copy anywhere. I didn't see a single Orwell text. But while I was looking, I caught Mad Honey, and my whole thing is bees. If you know anything about me, I'm literally wearing a shirt that says looking for honey right now, and I have on a bracelet that says honey. And I noticed that I had a bookmark when I opened to it, and it was page 222, and it had a bookmark of a hummingbird, which hummingbirds are spiritual warriors. The Mayans believed that they were the souls of warriors that died in battle, fighting for something greater than themselves, a righteous cause that reincarnated as a hummingbird. And that being in page 222, which is an angel number of intuition, I knew that I needed to buy this book. And then I read the description, and oh my god, is it so relevant to my own personal life and things that are happening within my own personal life. A soul-stirring novel about what we choose to keep from our past and what we choose to leave behind. And it involves bees, and it's about murder and family anger and secrets, which is so relevant to my life and things that are going on in my life currently. I went to hang out with a friend after this, and I saw a lot of synchronicities and messages on my way there as well. As I'm rewatching this, I realized that I just kind of completely glossed over spending time with my friend. This is a friend that I literally have not seen in a couple of months, even though we talk pretty regularly. I would honestly say that she's one of my best friends, even if we just became friends this year. It was so good to see her. We talked pretty much the entire time. Conversation is always really, really good. We even talked about collaborating on some creative things that really excites me, and I'm super excited for the things that are going on in her life right now, other than some health issues that are kind of concerning. I also read to her some of the poetry that I've been writing from Writing in the Wild, after she mentioned how her dad wrote poetry and wrote things that made you think. And I was like, ooh, can I read some of my poems to you? And she was just like, you are really talented. That's your purpose right there. And I was just like, I really want to publish a poetry book with everything that I've been writing from that group. And every time I read something in the group, or I read it to someone that doesn't attend the group, it just confirms that even further. Let me know if you would like to hear more of my poetry. I'm thinking about including that in a online blog that I'm currently working on building. Yeah. Back to the original video I recorded. But then when I left, the most interesting thing happened. I was really craving a hamburger. I have not had a good hamburger in a while. I have not been eating a lot of meat. So I looked up the best burger places in Nashville, and I ended up going to Bad Luck Burger. When I get there, I am waiting for my burger, and I happen to notice that, well, as I'm walking up to the place, I notice that it's right next to a place called Honey Tree. Interesting, when my whole synchronicity thing is bees and honey. I'm waiting for my burger, and I notice that the side of the building says "Keep Dreaming" on it, Mind Milk, and then it has bees all over it. So I'm like, it's a meadery. So I'm like, okay, I normally do not drink, but I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna enjoy a mead. And it was just a nice little synchronicity. It was also really nice allowing myself just to have a little moment of pleasure, even if alcohol is straight poison. I had a little flight and tried 3 different meads, and oh, their spiced tea mead was really, really good. And it was really nice. I worked a little bit on my victim's impact statement for my mom's murder trial. And it's my opportunity. If no one's listening to me here, the police won't listen to me. No one will listen to me. My victim impact statement is my opportunity to be seen and heard and share my story. And I don't want to let the opportunity pass me by. I had some really interesting things pop up involving that, and I have a really good feeling about it. I just don't really know how I'm going to get to New Mexico at this point in time, but I know that I'm supposed to be there and that the universe is going to help me get there. And it's all working out the way that it is supposed to work out, and I'm just putting my faith in the universe, God, spirit. Yeah. Well, if you have watched this far, if you've listened, thank you very much for supporting me and allowing me an outlet to be seen and heard. I greatly appreciate it, more than you know, because I have spent my entire life feeling invisible and feeling like I don't matter. And maybe I don't matter to most people, but I matter to myself. And if you're here, I guess I matter a little bit more than to just myself, right? I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, week, month, year, and life. Remember to stay curious and question everything.